All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. In today's session, I did not end up taking any trades, but I really want to go over this session just to show you guys like what conditions the model is actually thrives in versus the conditions it doesn't. And like I just want to show you guys based off of just how structured looks, right? I know coming into the day, I was ready to trade. I was ready to put risk on the table, but I'm always in the mindset of telling myself, okay, like remove expectation. Although I am mentally prepared to put risk on the table, it has to look so clear to me, right? And price action needs to be like back to back to back, one side. We're clearly going to one direction. Like if I can pull an example here, like when I while I was back testing the other day, for example, we took this trade here. Like, see how clean this is here? Like, we're analyzing. So I told myself, okay, like draw liquidity is clearly going to these highs, right? Like it literally wants to go to these highs. We had this gap here, these two gaps, displaced above, big displacement higher, hourly gap. We retrace to the hourly gap, and then what do we do? 930 opens lower, so it's like a no-brainer. 100%. Yeah, 100% taking this. And then I'll hold. Come on. Come on. Play. See how it's a no-brainer? Like, well, again, since we inverse the gap again and we closed above the down close candles, I want to limit order here. That's what I personally do. And we get filled. That internal's a break even. Give me this. All right, bang. So see how undeniably clear that is, right? Clear going lower, clear Judas, and immediately higher. So again, coming into this day, if we go into this, you look at both, right? So you're like, okay, good morning. Coming into today with a bearish bias. Target of the day is London session low. We have clearly been trending lower. If you take a look, we opened higher into a daily SIBI, reverted lower yesterday, giving us an open high low close type of week, right? In the opening of the week, right? Monday opened higher into a daily SIBI, and then we reverted lower, open high low close. I'm expecting, right? I am expecting a continuation lower today. Asia opened higher into a 4-hour SIBI. Asia should be a protected high. Now price has respected the 1-hour SIBI and reversed the 1-hour BISI to the downside, making London session a target, right? The only thing I don't like is that when we inverse, it is a low resistance form of inversion and it's not a displacing one. So I am expecting London session highs to get taken, and then I will look to target lower, right? So again, weekly opening price. We revert back lower from the weekly open. We close below these lows. Again, we essentially take this low here, right? So essentially this could be an accumulation type of day, right? But I was still open-minded due to the fact that this is still London. So I'm gonna make sure, like, okay, like this could be, but it's gonna be a lower risk type of day. Essentially, like after this low gets taken, I should just be off because we can consolidate, right? So what is my perspective when we look at this inversion here? Right, this is London. We see Asian lows, we go to higher. So again, I want to see, and then we reverse back down. So London pushes into the SIBI, and then we revert back lower. But when we inverse this 1-hour gap here, how was it? Was it displacing? No, it was accumulation, and then we get kind of this manipulation move down with the inversion. So I'm expecting, okay, like if we're gonna actually go to London lows, I would like to see a London high get swept, an internal like an IFEG, right, with a clean break even, and then target London session lows, right, or low hanging fruit, which could be the 930 open or whatever, right? And that's kind of my perspective, right? But what did price end up doing here? We had this 5-minute 930 opened, went lower into this 5-minute fair value gap, and then went higher. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I believe, again, we're bouncing between two PD rays again. See how when we're bouncing between two PD rays, it's 5-minute BISI, 5-minute SIBI. You don't want to ever see that, right? You always want to see price manipulate to one side first and then go. We manipulated lower and then we went higher. So I'm like, immediately I'm like, okay, we should go higher. But then we went higher and then we went back down. And it's like, wait, what? So we just manipulated lower, we manipulated higher. We didn't take out any significant highs. So there is no reason for me to take this 1 minute. I'm not going to take this 1 minute. This is way too early for me. I don't care if this delivers, it delivers. I do not care. I want to see these highs get taken, because if I would have gone stopped again, if I would have taken this and then it goes higher, if I would have gotten stopped and it goes higher, and then if it offers me the 1 minute inversion or 2 minute here, this would be my break even. You see what I'm saying? Like here, something like this. Boom. This would have been nice, where it's like, oh, now I can see price going. Now we have a sweep of this high, potentially an SMT. Now we get this like inversion here, and then this low would be my break even, right? So this would make way more sense to me, right? If I were to take something like this, right? If the market presented me this, and then after this, I would expect a full flush to the downside to London session lows, which is this low down here, right? Then I see it. See how even when you kind of just draw it out here, it looks so much cleaner. Like this looks way cleaner like this, right? So that's why I say like, and after this, we're not bouncing between any gaps. It's like now we came to a key level being London session high into an hourly. And what do we have? This range from Asia high expecting to be protected low. I mean protected high to London lows. That's my range. So we're coming to a premium. We're sweeping London session high, which is inside of a key level, and we're reverting back down. So essentially 930 is opening higher. So that would sell me, right? But then what did the market do? 5 minute held, and what did we do? We closed below this 5 minute low, making the breaker right here. So then at this point, I'm like, okay, like I could see this going lower now. So what's gonna be a potential short? 930 opening price. We come into this 3 minute, and then price should fall lower, stop above the order block. But that's not how I trade, right? I want to see what I want to see. This is just a different type of model. This is like a 5 minute breakup structure to the downside. So essentially, the 5 minute did hold, and now that 5 minute is truly a reversal, a true potential reversal, right? Because you gotta apply context. So essentially, it wasn't good because we manipulated lower and then higher, and then we ended up going down again. So it's like pick a side, and we didn't sweep any significant key levels. So to me, it's like, okay, what do I need? What needs to happen for this high over here to be a significant, like a most likely protected high? We need to break and displace through this low, like a 5 minute close below. That's what I want to see. We got that true close below. So now I'm like, okay, we could actually seek lower hourly. We're most now like the hourly for value gap that was holding here. Again, obviously it's not holding anymore, and this 5 minute breakup structure is clear now that we're most likely going to these lows. So again, it tapped there and it delivered. So now I was like, okay, perfect. Like, I'm most likely getting off. Once I saw this 5 minute displacement lower, I'm like, oh, maybe we want to see these lows. And I'm like, okay, I don't mind. I'm getting a continuation. Again, after all, it is a continuation day for NQ. That's a daily profile, right? And Asia high is protected, London high is protected, and we're just ranging, going back into discount, going back. Okay, so I was like, okay, perfect. I would like to see this breaker here, and I would like to see this 15-minute gap. 9:30 again. 10 a.m. is opening higher in this occasion right here. 10 a.m. is opening higher, right? So this is a 10 a.m. candle. So boom, right here we open, we mitigate this 5 minute. Again, why did I not take this 2 minute? Because we didn't mitigate anything, right? You gotta cut. Whenever you look at price, you always have to look at mitigation, and you want to see like why is price ready to bounce. Not only because we just tapped this for value gap, but I want to see this breaker, right? I want to see really us trying to dig into this range to then go lower. We tap into this breaker above 10 a.m. inside of a higher time repeated rate. Now I can see price going. So what does price do? We close back in the range. So this tells me we swept this internal high. We come back to the range. We should target this low down here. So now I was looking for the high time for inversion being the 5 minute. But now what is my problem here, right? Same thing that I told you guys over here. Low resistance inversion. Same thing here. Is this a displacing inversion? No. Low resistance. So what is price doing? Is it actually displacing? No, it's like dancing around so much. It's chopping, then going, chopping, then going. And no matter how much I was in a mentality of like, okay, like I actually am ready to put on risk today. Like the draws look clear to me. That's why trading is one of those things where it's like you have to always be in this mindset of just like ready to trade, but also ready to be ready. Like you have to also be in this mindset of like you have to make an excuse to why you don't want to trade, right? And it's such a weird feeling because it kind of it's like it kind of like it's a contradicting in a way where it's like you want to put on size because you're feeling confident, you know what you're doing, but when you're trying to put size at the same time, you're also looking for a reason for the market not to give you a trade. So it's like, give me a reason to not trade. All right, now you gave me a reason. Now I'm gonna have size. Now I'm gonna put size on. Right. Now you gave me a reason to actually take the trade. You're not giving me any reason to not take this trade. You're actually giving me a reason that I should take the trade. Now I should put actual size. And being in that mindset sometimes is like you have to be really focused on the process, right? Like you cannot let the whole fact of, oh, I'm ready to put size on, and then you're only focused on money now, right? That's the dangerous part about trading. And I feel like that's what I felt myself like struggling with today a little bit. Like I was ready to put size on, but at the same time, although I was ready, I was trying to not let myself fall into that perspective of, oh, I'm only focused on the money today, right? Like I'm focused. Okay, I'm focused. I'm gonna put on size. Let's see the opportunity. Like look at all these opportunities, and that's the tricky part about trading. So, um, I'm actually happy that although today I wanted to put on size, I also remained in the mindset of I'm letting the market convince me, give me reasons to not take a trade. And I feel like today was a great mental day for me. Although like internally it was a little bit of a like, okay, like I make sure I want to do the right thing, but I don't want to force it. I felt myself a little bit on edge. I didn't let it affect me in my execution. I didn't actually execute with that feeling. And that's the reason why I'm actually posting this trade recap. I didn't trade today, I didn't take anything, and I walked down through everything. But I'm telling you guys, just because I didn't trade doesn't mean, oh, like I'm chilling. I don't care. Today was easy day. Yes, essentially it was an easy day. There was nothing really to trade, right? But at the same time, it's about mindset and the perspective. Coming into every single day with that perspective of I'm most likely not gonna trade today, but I feel good enough where I'm ready to put on size, but it needs to look so clear to me, right? And that's what will help you long term. So yeah. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. This is more like a little bit of the perspective slash like the psychology side of things. I showed you guys technicals in my perspective, and look how price is just chopping here. Um, but yeah, the most important thing is just being process focused and taking base hits. Base hits is everything, bro, in trading. Base hits literally add up, right? And it's good. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.